Alright guys, so this series is called Stories from the Meat Department, and in this I'm going to be cutting a sirloin tip, a ribeye, and a tenderloin, and I'm cutting it how the company wants it cut. And yes, I have some knives ordered. They literally called me desperate. I don't do this anymore full time. I'm actually a heavy equipment operator, and I used to do this though. I worked for this company for 10 years, and I left about 4 years ago, and they need help, so I told them I'd come back and help, but I'm working my hours, and I need some new knives, and I'm going to film some YouTube videos. So I went in at like 2:30 this morning, and I got all the hamburger meat ground, and got everything set up for them. But before we go any further, I need you guys to like and subscribe, because I'm going to start doing like these stories and just telling y'all guys about some crazy shit that's happening in this meat department and throughout this company, because I've got stories upon stories. I know that it looks like I'm butchering the crap out of this meat, but that's how they want it done. I mean, I could be a lot smoother, but I don't have a good knife, and my knife should be here before the end of the week, hopefully. But no, I've got some wild stories about crazy managers I've worked for, and just some shit that I have seen, and it's been crazy. I used to actually be on the reset team for this company, and I'd go travel all over the South and essentially like work overnight and do all of their grand openings and set up everything, and it was crazy. It was fucking crazy, but it was a good time. And like I said, I'm just getting back into it. But now that I do YouTube, and I do YouTube on my other channel, Married Outdoor, and this right here is my side project, but I really want to grow this channel. So I'm just going to be giving y'all some stories and letting y'all see what I'm doing here. And yeah, so check it out. Don't critique me too bad. I mean, I know that it's haggard as crap, but it's because I don't have any good knives. And but they'll be here. And I know that I'm trimming a ton of meat off. But guys, I promise you, if I don't trim the meat like this, they will leave it for me whenever I come back tomorrow morning. They will have that piece of meat right there in a, like, wrapped up. They'll be like, okay, what'd you forget to do? You need to cut that fat off. They're weird about that. I don't know why. But alright guys, check it out. Let's go. Alright, so first story, man. We had this chick. She was a complete bitch. She had a mustache too. Pretty sure she was like messing around with this other woman that worked there, but that's irrelevant. I don't really care whatever you do. But this chick, whatever you call it, she had the audacity one time to go get my pay stub, and she showed everybody what I made, right? So I was making significantly more than everybody else, but I was faster than everybody else. I was better than everybody else. I mean, I was the best one there. And I came in, and everybody's just pissed off at me. Like, they had no one would talk to me. I was like, damn, what'd I do? We had this guy, him and me was cool. He was like, I'm going to be straight with you, man. He goes, I know what you make. I don't care, we're cool, He's like, but she showed everybody your pay stub. And, man, it was bad. So I even reported it. I reported it to the store manager and to the market manager. And they refused to do anything about that. And that was the beginning, one of the beginnings of how bad this store was in this market. But it gets even crazier. So, yeah, just enjoy a little bit of meat cutting here. And whenever you think your bad days are bad at your store, just listen to some of these crazy ass stories, guys. It'll blow your fucking mind. Like, wild. Alright, guys, so right here I'm going to cut a ribeye, how we cut ribeyes. But this is just the way that they tell us to do it, so I'm doing it that way. But that's not what all this is about. So I'm going to tell some stories too of the meat department. So I started with this company. They're a Southern grocery store. They have 200 stores. They pay pretty good. I mean, they're not like Publix good, but it's a good company, and there's always good people. Well, I once worked in a market. It was cursed. And the market manager was actually stacking the truck in there, and he fell over of a heart attack and died in the meat cooler. Well, his replacement, he had a heart attack in the meat department, but it didn't kill him. We actually had a lunch meat lady. She had a heart attack, but not while working there. But she was scheduled to come in that next morning. And we actually had a lunch meat guy, her replacement, he also had a heart attack and died. So I don't know what it is with that store or with that meat department, but it was cursed. And I had a lot of crazy memories there. I had a lot of bad memories in that department. It was that place was like really dark, and it was just I don't know. It had a bad energy to it, man. It was. We had a lot of turnover there. We had a lot of people had to get fired for stealing. I mean, some horrible damn memories there. I actually turned 21 while working that day. The manager that was working there, the one that had the heart attack, but was still alive, that guy, he taught me a lot, but this dude was a dick. Like, whenever I say a dick, like this guy, he would get so pissed off. So, see, in my videos, y'all always critique me, saying, oh, you're cutting so much fat off, you're doing all this, you're doing all that, you're cutting all this mess, you know, and like completely busting my balls. But we were trained to, and if we didn't, this guy, he would throw the damn meat through the window and would throw it at you and like, trim this effing meat, like no fat, no that. I mean, like it was scary. I would go in there and I would be in tears because this dude would just scream the whole time. That's why he wound up having a heart attack, and he's dead now. But he's not the one that died in the meat department. But this dude, I swear, man, we would go in there and we would work a complete 8-hour shift, and we would not speak a word to one another. We had a mutual respect for one another, and God forbid, if you cut a full rack of meat, and if you didn't leave your post and go wrap that meat before cutting another one, he would go ballistic. It didn't matter if there were customers waiting or nothing like that. He wanted that meat wrapped. Like if a customer wanted something like like a chuck roast ground, he would get so mad. Yeah, but honestly, in the end, I actually wound up, he pissed me off one morning because I didn't answer a phone call on my day off. I was actually working at my other job. And he cussed me like a dog because I didn't answer the phone. It was like 6 o'clock at night. I didn't even know he called me. I quit. And I stayed out there for about 2 years, and that's where I began my millwright career, which is what I do now, millwright / heavy equipment. And, I wound up coming back 2 years later. We still didn't talk very much, but he needed me because I was good and I was fast and I made the market money. He retired, and about 2 years after retirement, he wound up passing away of cancer, which was unfortunate. And he was a good guy, but he just took it too serious, And I think that dude, the most he ever made was like $18 or $19 an hour his entire life, which is sad, I mean, that's horrible. I mean, I make way more than that at my full-time job, and I don't even take it that serious, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I understand, whatever your passion is, but he had no reason to be that big of an asshole. And I'm going to say, man, when I say an asshole, this guy was a prick. He was mean. He was mean. He was mean to customers. He was mean. But I'll never forget, before he died, I actually talked to him on the phone, and he told me, he's like, I was only mean to you because I was trying to unlock the potential within you. And that broke my heart, like it did. So even though he was an asshole, I wouldn't be who I am today, meat cutting wise, without him. He was good, and he would push you to be fast. I mean, he would tell you, you would think you was just top of the world fast, you know, and the way that it worked there was we were always understaffed and you had to work fast. And he was like, pick your speed up, pick your speed up. And he told me, he said, son, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. And that meant more to me than anything. And even though we didn't talk much, and even though we did fight a lot, and even though, you know, we had our differences, unfortunately he did pass after retirement. And God love him. I mean, I still look at him as a fucking asshole, but he was a good asshole, if that makes sense. But guys, you know, if you like these stories, make sure to like and subscribe. I've got tons of stories that I could tell, and especially if there's any new guys in here that are meat cutters. And yeah, guys, so you know, if you're new to it, you just gotta hang in there and just do what they say, because evidently they might have a plan for you. If not, they'll let you go pretty quick. But I wound up, you know, I enjoy what I do now. I don't think I could ever do it full time again unless I was making some really good money and I had some really good knives. But I have a ton of stories, and like I said, I'm just getting back into it. So y'all make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll definitely have some more stories because I have a ton that I can tell. And by the way, I'm the market that I'm working at right now is not the cursed market. Whenever they called me to come back, they actually asked me, would you go to said market? And I said, I'll only come back under one condition, or several. One was money, which I got. One was I would never have to go back to that market. And two, I could pretty much pick whatever schedule that I wanted because I don't need the job. I'm there to help. You know, I've got my own thing going on. So I'm just glad to be back in it. I'm thankful. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see y'all. Have a good one.